This is a young Leeds side because the 21s are also in action tonight. So a number of the players who might have been involved in this 18s team are actually playing with the 21s. That's the Fylde side. They've done really well to get to this stage. They've come through a number of stern tests in the last round. Took themselves away to Leyton Orient and won away at Leyton Orient. So Fylde, the team in white this evening, and Leeds United are the team in yellow. There's the Leeds United side there. Leeds came through their first experience in this competition this season in dramatic circumstances away at Portsmouth.
Leeds United way, as we're used to seeing, aren't we? But yeah, you rightly mentioned the young team, and of course it's going to be young under 18 football, but the senior ones who could qualify for this are playing the under 21s, which gives opportunity for younger players out there tonight. And yeah, what an occasion for these youngsters to play in this round of such a prestigious FA Youth Cup competition, and one they'll be looking forward to.
Yeah, one of those games where you know it's on the evening outcome, so we will have a winner tonight, and Leeds United will be hoping that they are that team as they enjoy the early possession in this one. The 21s have made an excellent start to their game against Everton. They're already 1-up. We'll keep you in touch with the score in that one. And Leeds have hit the front. Chadwick has scored the opening goal for Leeds in the 21s fixture. So the night is off to a decent start. It's up to these young guys now to maintain the momentum by moving past Fylde. As you can see, they're behind the goal. There's a decent gathering of fans in here. There's a drum, so that should all help add to the atmosphere. As I mentioned, Fylde are really pushing this one as a big fixture for the club, as they find themselves these days in the National League, back in the National League. AFC Fylde, the senior side, having made a meteoric climb through the divisions with significant investment. And this academy that they farm the team from here is all part of that investment as well. So those who put their money into AFC Fylde will be seeing a return on their investment in the shape of this progress that they've made in this Youth Cup competition. Early touch for Leeds keeper Kenyon. Leeds trying to play out from the back less than successfully, initially at least there. Fylde it is who've got themselves a chance for a shot on target, and the ball across the middle could have been dangerous, and it needed defending. And the first big moment of the game is produced by the home team.
Yeah, and we always find playing against teams outside that Category 1 status that you have to match the tempo, the work rate, or the horrible side of the game. And when you're playing out from the back inside your first 3 minutes, you've got to make sure your passers get there, because Fylde will be bang up for this occasion, and they are on the front foot.
So they have the first corner kick of the game. Should be cleared, is cleared. But any thoughts of a swift counter-attack? Well, no, they're not actually immediately snuffed out by the ball back to the goalkeeper. They're almost increased by the goalkeeper's error there. So he got away with one for sure. Charlie Clark caught dawdling on the edge of the box. So if both are going to play out from the back in similar fashion, then this could be an interesting evening.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, bring the goalkeeper. I thought he had a lot more time than he had. Great pressure.
Referee allows play to continue there, despite the outstretched arms of the Fylde coaching staff. Nathan Delfonesso is the Fylde coach in charge of the team at this level. Player who's got decent Football League experience previously, primarily with Blackpool, just a little way down the coast. Or is it up the coast? Close anyway.
Close enough. I'm just looking at your fans or your friends behind the goal there that you brought there with you, Bryn.
Good turnout, and that's all part of the competition, isn't it? Is playing in games where there's a bit of an atmosphere, where there's the edge of having something riding on it for sure. because it is a development process. It's all about developing very young players in this Leeds United case. So when you do come up against a game like this and opponents like this who definitely fancy putting one over on you, then that's part of that learning process.
Yeah, it is, and it's so hard to replicate that, isn't it, Bryn? Under 18s football on a Saturday morning where preliminary they are taking place at training grounds, so to experience a stadium, and as you mentioned, with fans, and I always think that is an added pressure playing for our club as well. You've got to deal with that fan-based pressure, and ultimately the players that do make that step up, what an experience you do have.
Yeah, I think some of the big occasions there were in this competition for Leeds United last season, the Millwall semi-final with a really good crowd and the game at Ellen Road, and then 6,000 Leeds fans travelling over to Manchester City to support the side there. That's we hope it isn't a unique experience, but it is in terms of these early stages of development for these young players. And that, I guess, I wouldn't know because it never happened, but I guess that brings its own pressure.
It's crazy that myself, my personal experiences, Bryn, had played so many times for the reserves, training with the first team, but every time played for an FA Youth Cup tie round, used to cramp up after 60 minutes. Just the nervous energy that went into it, and we'll see plenty of that as the game goes on, no doubt, the young players. But early part of the game, we are trying to build up from the back, trying to utilise the possession. That's the way of play throughout the 18s, under 21s, so they're comfortable in these situations. But as ever, we just like to see the ball move quick.
It's my first experience of the 18s this season, so it'll be really interesting to see if we can see the same patterns of play. And that would presumably involve possession building from the back. Leeds will be defending a free kick here from the edge of the centre circle. So another chance perhaps for Fylde to put one up towards the edge of the Leeds United penalty area. Looks like it's going long with just the one option wide. Indeed, in it goes. Headed clear. Fylde will get the throw in that results. Keane Coleman has scored a second goal for the under-21s, who are enjoying an excellent start against Everton.
I knew we should have put that game on instead of this.
Don't say that. Long ball cleared up and out, and that will be a Leeds United throw in. Down in front. Throw in from Bird. Back to Hamilton, and then the keeper is brought into play. As the big scoreboard clock tells you, we're goalless in the 8th minute. Leeds United looking to fashion their first moment of pressure in this game, frankly. Trying to do it here, maybe. More on the halfway line. Ball out of play for the Fylde throw-in. Hallwood with the throw-in forward for Fylde. Bit of a scrap and potential outcome of a free kick. Referee allows play to continue. Don't think it was an advantage. Don't think he saw anything wrong with the challenge. Starting point, busy evening for Leeds United academy sides with the two in action, and then of course the big game to come at Ellen Road for the seniors on Sunday. Another one you can follow of course on LUTV, with Sheffield Wednesday providing the opposition for Leeds in a noon kickoff, noon UK time, obviously. Pressure on. Well dealt with there in the middle of the park by Oliver Pickles. The ball is brought out to defence by Howard. Gets it back again. A couple of the names who could have been involved with this side who would be recognisable to those who are across the first team events are Charlie Crew and Harry Gray. Harry Gray, hello. Now that challenge has not gone down particularly well with the Fylde players there, and the referee is coming to have a word as well, and the offender is Coburn Bird. Now he's the guy, if I'm not mistaken, who was sent off in the game against Portsmouth in the last round.
Yeah, you was right, Brennan, saying that, and he ended up getting sent off for stopping a quick free kick in the end. Both his yellow cards were just quite ridiculous how he got them, but he just doesn't need to get involved in these type of situations. One, picking up a silly yellow card, but two, they'll just rile up the Fylde fans behind the goal, more importantly the players. You just think wearing that captain's armband tonight can lead by example, because here's a player that we've seen a number of times with the under-21s, and just that little push over the advertising board doesn't need to do. You have to walk that tightrope now for the remainder of the game. Yeah,
there's a long time to play, isn't it, if you're a combative captain already on a card. Game yet to resume. The referee called into significant action for the first time of the evening there. Clark, the Fylde keeper. He had to pick up the earlier point we were making just before that. Harry Gray on the bench for the 21s tonight, fit again. I think he's been out injured, hasn't he? So he may be involved in that game before the evening is out. Charlie Crew, who has now gone off to Doncaster Rovers, so should be enjoying some first team football with Doncaster, having made his debut for the Leeds United first team recently as well. So there would be a couple at least, there'll be more I'm sure, who could have been involved with this. There's a big call there for a potential penalty. Still there's defending for Leeds to do, and the shot when it came in was scooped via a deflection just wide.
Yeah, what Fylde are trying to do is get the ball forward early into the strikers. This time it's the right back bursting into the 18-yard box. A little bit of contact goes down, but it was that second chance, wasn't it, Bryn? The deflection, wrong foot, the goalkeeper thankfully just went the other side of the post and out for a corner.
So it's Fylde who are creating the early moments in this for sure, and they have another chance here to put Leeds under pressure. High in it goes, header is clean, the header is weak, and it's an easy catch for the keeper, but there's plenty of space in the penalty area there, and maybe Fylde could have done a little more to exploit that opportunity that they had off the head of Meadowcroft. Leeds just in a battle to try and get any kind of possession in these early stages, aren't they?
And the rhythm as well. And you always find, again, your Category 1 academy teams, they rely so much on the rhythm, because most games in the league campaign, possession-based, most teams, and the difficult when you come into an FA Youth Cup tie against a team outside that Category 1 academy, as we've been saying, that Fylde are, is that they'll try and rough the game up, spoil it a little bit, maybe play into the channels, challenges off the ball, but Dudley does well down the right-hand side.
That's a promising pass, but well defended ultimately, just before Vincent could get on the end of it.
It's those type of individuals tonight, Bryn, down the right-hand side, especially with Dudley and Vincent, two players who've been heavily involved with the under-21s. they're the individuals with that experience you look towards on games like tonight.
Good turn in the midfield, and an opportunity opens up, and the goalkeeper comes and just about gathers the ball into his body. Basically, Render almost managed to just smuggle it underneath the Fylde keeper there, and that's Leeds' best moment.
Again, Pickles does ever so well in that midfield area. Close control, turns on the ball. I think the ball's going to run through to the goalkeeper. Defenders stop. Render's alert and alive and nearly pinches a goal out of nothing.
Has the makings of a decent cup tie, this one. You get an early sense. We've seen opportunities at both ends, and there's a real scrap in that area at the moment. Both sides battling for control. Advantage is played with Leeds on the way forward down that right-hand side. Dudley in possession does well. Rides 2, 3, 4 challenges and then keeps the ball in Leeds' possession. Pickles now. Leeds probably happy just to be able to get a bit of a feel for the ball again here after Fylde had a good period in these opening 15 minutes. Change of pace and then change of direction. And there's the battle. Leeds just being reminded there that their opponents are not going to stand off and let them pass it around this evening. Another strong run forward. Again, that ball down the right-hand side is the outlet. Good looking ball into the middle. Keeper comes and gathers well. Edge of the 6-yard box. Better from Leeds United, that.
Yeah, it was. Better build-up play. I think it just took a little bit of time in selecting the right option with a pass. This time was out to Vincent on the right-hand side. Opted for the early cross. Too close to the goalkeeper, but as you mentioned, Bryn, it was a better build-up play.
Ball is won and then lost in midfield. Fylde are able to bring it forward with a skipper Holder. He tumbles. Leeds win the ball back. Again, that run out from the back that provides a little bit of forward impetus for Leeds. Centre halves confident and happy enough in possession to carry the ball. As I'm sure they're instructed, not like the old days, is it?
Not like our day, Bryn.
It was much more straightforward then. Good ball again down the channel, and the striker will chase gamely. But Oliver Boast isn't getting to that one. Gloves on. It's chilly.
Yeah, the game has changed, hasn't it, Bryn, from our day?
Do you never wear gloves?
I once got told off for leaving my shirt hung out, so yeah.
All right. Standards. Leeds are defending ultimately successfully here. Dudley with the ball up into the Fylde half, ends up in a Leeds throw-in on the halfway line. Just the first signs now in this first half that Leeds United are beginning to establish an element of control. They're certainly enjoying more possession in these last 3-4 minutes.
I think they're just bypassing that first initial press. And fair play to Fylde, they're sticking to the guns, they're sticking to that game plan of pressing high. They feel like they can get a bit of success that way. But if you have that little element of composure in your game, whether it's a centre half or a midfielder, you can bypass that initial press and there should be more space. Number 10 position out wide. As you said, we're just starting to utilise that a little bit more now.
Foot in to win the ball back. One thing that is noticeable in these early stages is that Fylde are working really hard, but you do wonder how long could they maintain that level of input in terms of energy levels. If Leeds can keep moving the ball around well here. Happy to slow things down a little. Fylde play their football in the National League Under-19s Alliance. So you would think that game on game, week on week, the level will be a little lower than that Leeds United experience. Silva, one of those who's certainly getting through the running up there, but Leeds United's two central defenders doing a good job of moving him left to right without giving him any sort of sense that he's going to get on the ball. Clark with the long kick forward. Slight hesitation there from the captain, but he's helped out. And that's it's one that Leeds, to an extent, maybe got away with there, because the loose pass from Pickles threatened to set up a real Fylde opportunity before the referee's whistle brought some relief for Leeds.
Yeah, it's a foul all day long. But it's just one of those occasions as well, defensively, not to just think we can go through the motions, because that's where you do get found out, and it doesn't matter what level you're playing at. As soon as you switch off defensively, the opposition will smell that and take an advantage.
So we've moved past the first 20 minutes in this game. Haven't had the first goal yet. And both sides have had a couple of glimpses, but no more than that in terms of chances created. De Silva with the acrobatic control. Leeds quickly win the ball back and carry it forward. Good run, initially at least, before that final touch saw possession lost from Renda. And Moore now puts a ball up into the penalty area, and the shot from the far post is, well, it hit the foot of the post, I think, initially, didn't it? And then it came back and came and struck De Silva, came off him, could have gone anywhere, and there must have been a Leeds touch in there somewhere, because it all ends up in a corner kick.
Yeah, a couple of ricochets, and thankfully the ball went the other side of the post yet again and out for a corner, but just seemed to switch off ever so slightly down this left-hand side defensively. Too easy to put a ball into the box, and then from that moment, man, spare at the back post, and it does hit the post. You're right, Bryn. Hits the centre half, goes out for a corner where it could have ended up anywhere, that ball. Another warning sign.
Yeah, Leeds very much getting away with that one. Still got to defend this one. And keeper right from underneath the crossbar with her fingertips on it, still alive, and then it's put over the top, drops on the roof of the net, and the danger for the time being has passed. But Fylde coming within an inch or two of an opening goal there, and then applying further pressure from the corner that followed.
I think bottom line is that it's still 0-0. We survive, and ultimately that's what you want defensively. Just think these occasions when we have got possession, can we move the ball a little bit quicker? We know we're going to have plenty of time, especially these situations again now. Can you pick the right option out?
He's trying to do just that at the moment, with the ball played through the middle for Lane, still in possession, and then just tucked backwards to make sure that possession is kept. Hamilton. Brings Howard into play. And then the long diagonal on this occasion, that isn't going to work. It wasn't particularly diagonal, and there was no one there anyway. Clark goes to retrieve. Fylde arrived at this stage of the competition. It's been quite the journey for them already. Won away by 3-2 at Curzon Ashton. Then they beat Spennymoor 2-0. Then they beat Doncaster Rovers 3-0. Then they knocked out Northampton on penalties, and then in the last round they won away at Leyton Orient by 2-1. So they've been on quite a journey. That's why this is such a big deal for them that they've got themselves so far into this tournament. Only once before in the Youth Cup have they reached this stage, when they played Chelsea, to whom they lost. So if they go one stage further, then they've done something that no other Fylde under-18 side has managed previously. Leeds keeper Kenyon just happy to take a moment. Gives his centre-half a little bit to do there. She does well with it. And then at the other end, a big decision made by Clark to get himself out to the penalty area. He was in trouble if he didn't get there. He did.
Yeah, in the end it worked out pretty all right for us. Ended up having to turn Fylde's back four. Nearly got the end of it. Sometimes you can mix your game up. It's all good having the possession. We see it under 21 level. Even first team with yourself, Bryn. Sometimes utilising that little ball just in behind stretches the back four, gives more space to your midfielders than when you're trying to play out next time round.
Ball has disappeared over the roof of the terrace. So a new ball has been called for, and duly arrives. Didn't quite work as it was meant to work. The little pass back from the throw-in from Harvey Vincent into touch, Fylde ball. Now the chase is on down that Fylde left. The run into the penalty area was a decent one from a man who's causing Leeds some problems down the left on that occasion, previously down the right more. Involved in a tussle again there. Safest route is the route back. So the move begins again with Kenyon's ball out the box. The longer option is taken. That one's going to roll out of play for a Fylde throw. Chance for the home team to put one down the line here, perhaps. Oliveira with the throw. Moore with the flick on. Won well for Leeds. On the edge of the penalty area once, then twice. And just at the key moment, perhaps, Vincent unable to keep the ball in play. And Fylde basically end up back where all that started from. Big side Fylde, so physically that's going to be a challenge perhaps for Leeds United as well. That's a poor pass, easily picked up by Louis Dudley.
Yeah, it's one thing that the Fylde players going to get to grips of is Dudley's pace. One of the quickest players in his age group across the country. Really is pace to burn on that right hand side.
There's pace through the middle here for Leeds as well. If they could just have stretched the leg out there. The man closest to it was Oliver Boast. Defender did his job well because he had 3 yellow shirts bearing down on him then. A touch from any one of those 3 and Leeds were in and clear, but it was out for the throw in, which Leeds have taken. Lost and then won, and won well. The chance to try and keep the pressure on here. There's Dudley. And Hamilton again happy to step forward with the ball at his feet. Second ball is won by Leeds United. Howard across the centre circle, then gets the ball back and opts ultimately to go back to the keeper. Hamilton forward for the striker, just rolled off the back of the defender there. And Leeds pick up the clearance in that filed half. Josh Hamilton takes his time, weighs up his options. Another one goes in over the top. A few boos still for the Leeds skipper. That is a little moment of retribution, I suspect, for that earlier incident, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's almost taken a yellow card. Not. Referee just having a word with him, but I was going to say one for the team. So the number 3 on the yellow jersey, that type of area on the pitch as well, where the offence took place over that advertising board. And it was a stupid foul, really, going nowhere. But Bird does really well to win the free kick in a dangerous situation.
So Mackay was the aggressor there. Leeds United, as a result of that decision he made, have a chance to try and create something from this set piece, that two-man wall just outside the penalty area. Whipped in goalward, so it's gone in, terrific. And a little touch perhaps at the near post gives Leeds United the lead here as Freddie Lane arrived, and Leeds United from the set piece have produced the big moment in this game so far. Leeds in front. Fylde 0, Leeds United 1.
It was a great ball in by Pickles. Not sure if Lane gets a touch or not, but the goalkeeper will be disappointed he didn't keep it out at his near post. But it's all about the delivery from Pickles. They're giving it to some of the fans behind the goal, and why not? The goal up. Half an hour just gone now. Great time to get the goal.
Well, Lane certainly feels he's got that one, doesn't he?
He's claiming it.
That one from the celebrations that followed. So there was some sort of touch in there, it would appear. Otherwise, it was the free kick taker that was going to be claiming the goal. Goalkeeper himself, Pickles, it would appear, is the man who actually has scored the goal. So Lane may have taken the acclaim, but Pickles is the man whose free kick it was that found its way in at the near post. And on that basis, the goalkeeper probably quite disappointed.
How many times do we see across all levels, Bryn, where you're just asking to hit the target from a free kick?
Here's Leeds again, through the middle, plenty of speed, plenty of bodies up there. And there's the shot straight into the hands of the keeper. They were following in as well. There was real momentum behind that Leeds United attack. Bodies forward quickly. And Leeds were not far off adding a second swiftly. The goalkeeper making the first save and then the second one able to clear away. And we wondered whether that rush of blood in terms of the challenge that gave Leeds United the free kick unnecessarily in that position would be punished, and it most certainly was. So Mackay, the number 9, may well be left to rue that decision. And there is the man whose free kick it was, found its way into the back of the net. Clever that, because I think the expectation was he'd probably go across goal, wasn't it? Instead of going for the near post. That's what he did, and in it went.
Yeah, definitely caught the goalkeeper out, didn't he? Wasn't quick to react at all.
So Leeds with the opening goal in this game. Ball over the top. Again, hard running for Oliver Boast. And when the ball is cleared away, Leeds are increasingly now picking up the second ball, and they come again here. Good space on the edge of the penalty area. Good run into the penalty area. Oh, and almost opened up in front of Coburn Bird there. Just a foot in at the crucial moment. Took it away from him and allowed the keeper to come and gather.
Again, it was Pickles' midfield area. So neat and tidy on the ball. Doesn't seem to panic. Picks Bird out. Good run by the left back. Just the space closed on him. Defenders got around, but I'd like to see more of that from Bird because that is a big strength of his. No doubt we'll see plenty throughout the game from him.
Whitehead in midfield. Bird sets off on another run. This time he's stopped on the halfway line and loses possession, and that could be costly because Leeds are now having to defend. Dudley's read the danger, got across quickly and made sure that he kept that one as far away from the penalty area as he could. There's a time and a place, isn't there? We'll be able to confirm the goal scorer, I think, from this angle here that we see as it comes in there. Yeah, the proximity is Lane's, but the touch is from Pickles. And here come Leeds again with the ball into the edge of the penalty area, and it was really inviting a run in there. Ultimately it was well defended as it went across the edge of the box by Oliveira. But Leeds are beginning to get into the groove here, aren't they now?
No, they are. It's almost like it's kicked us onto another couple of gears. And this is a part of the game where you're hoping to take advantage. A second goal before half-time will just calm any kind of nerves. Dagger to the heart of Fylde as well. But the best thing about that goal was Freddie Lane claiming the goal, almost Brinlaw-esque in terms of that.
Leeds come again. Oh, there's got to be a penalty, surely. Yeah, penalty kick Leeds, and the celebration marks the decision, and the goalkeeper's going to get a yellow card as well here. In fact, he's had a whack in the nose, he's conceded a penalty, and he gets a yellow card. How's your day been?
Yeah, they say bad luck comes in threes, and that's what he's had straight away. But great ball down the side, great run. Really was threatening the channels. Oliver Boast sees the goalkeeper coming out, just has to get to the ball before the goalkeeper does. Managed to do so. Blatant penalty, and what a chance to make it 2-0.
So confirmation of the card. Now, more importantly, the chance for Leeds United to double the advantage here. Fylde fans behind the goal are doing their level best to put off the penalty taker, and it's Pickles already on the score sheet this evening, who has the chance from the spot now to add his second. That is a terrific penalty. That's as calm as you will get in an important game, and Pickles pushes Leeds a little further forward here. Leeds United now 2, Fylde 0.
Pickles for me has been the best player on the pitch the first 37 minutes, and to get 2 goals to your name, can't ask for much more than that. And like you said, bring cool, calm, getting a little bit of stick behind the goal from the fans, making some noise. All these added things that these under-18 players might not have dealt with prior to their young career. So cool in that situation, and it's a big goal to make us 2-0 up.
So it's been a good 5 minutes for Leeds United here, and a game that was very much in the balance, and Fylde had their moments, has now seen Leeds United get a real grip, and Pickles is the man who's helped them produce that with his 2 goals, the little clench fist salute to acknowledge the cheers of the travelling Leeds fans inside the ground.
And what it does for Fylde as well, doesn't it, Bryn? That intensity of the closing down, you just lose a little 5-10% on top of that. But for ourselves, we can't take anything for granted. We've got to keep going again.
Leeds are right at it here now. Look at the space ahead of Boast. And he goes onto his left foot, shoots. Just gave the opportunity perhaps for the goalkeeper to get across and make sure that that was a fairly straightforward save. But there was so much space when Leeds broke on there that you wonder whether there may be the opportunities even before half-time for Leeds to add further to the score total. Offside is the decision on that occasion. Well, Fylde were having to work hard anyway, and now they've got to up that work level even further if they're to get themselves back into this one. Here's that last chance. There was a moment there where he probably could have gone square maybe, or put it into the box.
Yeah, initially I had that thought as well, Bryn, just on his right-hand side post. But sometimes as a striker, you don't mind seeing that. He's confident winning the penalty as well. Why not drive towards goal?
Ball for Leeds to defend, and defend well, ultimately, into the arms of Kenyon. He won't be in any great hurry in this 40th minute, perhaps, to release the ball. Leeds are 5 minutes away, plus a little bit from the break. And the position in this tie is a good one. Bit of pressure on Hamilton, so he does the safe thing, goes back to the keeper. That's the route once more. I'm sure it's coincidence that the big scoreboard's gone off. Leeds United have gone 2 up in this tie. There's Pickles, great ball. And Leeds can stretch it again here. Challenge in the penalty area is ultimately a good one, because Vincent was making real progress down the right. There were men in the middle. Pickles again is the man who is the centre of it all for Leeds.
Just took an extra bigger touch, did Vincent. Don't think he meant it with his left foot in the end, just enabled the challenge to come across, because we did have numbers in the box. A couple of more players on the edge as well, and these spaces out wide in behind the back four of Fylde, just creating even more opportunities.
Short corner. Cleared into touch, so Leeds will have to settle for a throw in. Dudley it is who's stepped forward to take the ball. Pickles. Kenyon well out of the penalty area. Dudley is quite a bit shorter over on that Leeds right than the fullback Oliveira. Hamilton out from the back for Leeds United, clips the ball over the top again to really good effect, and here's a real good opening. Chance for 3 here on the block is significant. It was all opening up again for Leeds United, and still they apply the pressure. Some of this football is really good from Leeds now, finding the spaces, movement is good. And Pickles is really enjoying himself out there. Step forward from the back, and a real charge it is as well, with a shot from the centre half, who's still going. And then a hefty challenge at the end of it all. So that was a Forrest Gump style break from the back, wasn't it, there from Jacob Howard. It's ended up with Leeds United winning a corner, so it's all been to good effect.
That was great play by Howard. Always think, as a centre half, but instead of making that simple pass, whether it's back to your goalkeeper or your fullback, if there's space there to attack with the ball, drive into it. He certainly did there, did Howard, and then finished up with a fantastic challenge to win a corner in the end. Great defended play.
Leeds are going to take that short corner kick again. This time it works a little better. Still an opportunity to get the ball in the middle, and Leeds will be able to do that perhaps from this latest corner kick. One thing they're doing really well here is just working the clock down towards 45. In good possession, high up in that Fylde half. Vincent delivers into the middle. Tall centre half, Meadowcroft heads clear. Leeds have committed a foul, so Fylde have a free kick and a chance to break the stranglehold that Leeds have been exerting in the last few minutes there. Stuck in and around their own penalty area for an extended period, the home team. Not the greatest ball out ultimately from the back from the keeper. Leeds end up with a throw in, which Bird will take. And Leeds are handed possession back and handed the opportunity to push on again here. Vincent, positive with the ball at his feet, surrounded by white shirts, but that leaves space out to his right-hand side. Cut back from the byline perhaps, still in there for Leeds. And then the shot comes in low and almost skips up and past the keeper. And Clark gathers the ball into his body gratefully there, because again, that was good play. Another chance created by Leeds, another shot on target for Leeds United. One added minute, as you'll see go up on the board. Leeds are going to have to defend in the final 60 seconds of this half. Actually, their job is made considerably easier from what turned out to be a disappointing cross from Moore. An easy catch for the keeper, and the referee had given an advantage there. And so we move into the final 35 seconds of this first period. Leeds would be more than happy at this stage to hear the whistle go. Clever play. Well, maybe there is a bit more to come yet, with Leeds having 5 seconds to try and get something from this last attack. Ball is still there. And finally it'll be whacked forward. That's the last action of the first half, and it's become an excellent first half for Leeds United, because having had to weather a bit of an early storm from Fylde, Leeds took control of the game and produced two really good moments. Pickles' free kick, sneaking in at the near post, and then the penalty one for the strong run through the middle, and Pickles was the man who stepped up and rolled it calmly past the keeper into the net for his second goal, Leeds United's second goal. And Leeds are well on their way at the halfway stage to the next round of this competition, because it's Fylde 0, Leeds United 2. Man on the PA has done his bit to engender a response from the home team here. And the ball is out for an early Fylde throw in. Little chance, little opening, and the door not closed completely by Leeds United until finally Kenyon is able to get across the turf and grab that ball. Fylde just serving notice there perhaps that they're going to have a real go at this one in the early stage of this second half. That's what you'd anticipate, isn't it, as a reaction from them? Yeah,
and Rob Everington, the coach for our under-18s, he'll be giving a message to the players at half-time to expect that. And on a cold evening, you've got to come out and the trap's firing, because if you have a cold start to the second half, that's where Fylde will take advantage.
A little flare up there as tempers are getting frayed, and the Leeds United players arrive from all points north, and this one needs somebody to step in to the mids to get a grip. Just beginning to calm down a little now. Leeds, as we've already mentioned, lost a player in the last round against Portsmouth to 2 yellow cards, and the referee is going to want words with people in this situation as well. It's the fiery-haired individual, Harvey Vincent, who's called in and is going to be yellow carded. Looks a little perplexed.
But these are just the types of incidents we don't need to get involved with. It suits Fylde, where the handbags are out, players are steaming in, pushing and shoving. So just galvanise Fylde's group of players trying to get back into the game, because they know, quality-wise, man for man out on the pitch, Leeds do have the better quality, so they'll try and find any other way. So it's important we stay cool, stay calm, let the football do the talking.
Just to confirm there, as you'll have seen on the screen, Meadowcroft was the other player booked in the midst of that melee. So 2 players booked, 1 from either side. As the ball goes behind, and that will be a Fylde corner kick. So they have the chance to load the box, send those big lads up for this one. Leeds have got to be on guard to make sure they defend successfully. Something of a delay and a clear signal being given there. We will shortly find out what that represents. Well, it would appear to be the short corner up the line. Whatever it was, I'm not sure it worked.
Yeah, we're not doing that X sign again, I think. No. The management will be saying.
Might be the last time we've seen that one. Still, well, Fylde were trying to get themselves into a position to put the ball into the area, but a little slip from the captain holder. Pickles in close proximity, and that will be a goal kick. Taken short, and then pumped long, a little too long as it turns out. That's beyond render, and out for a Fylde throw-in. All a little bit scrappy at the start of the second half. That's probably not the worst thing for the team in front. There's a late challenge which will result in a free kick for Leeds United. And Bird again is the man on the end of the late challenge. Same culprit, I think, wasn't it, as the free kick in the first half. Mackay. Ball out of play. That will be a Fylde throw in. Much to the annoyance of Jacob Howard. And goes in and concedes another throw in. Another late challenge there, as the ball had been released by Louis Whitehead, and another card is produced.
Very scrappy first 5 minutes, isn't it, Bryn? To start the second half, just trying to get that element of control, that rhythm and tempo we saw into us play the final 15 minutes where he brought us the 2 goals.
Kobe Palmer, the latest Fylde name in the book. Leeds United's throw in, which Dudley will take. Oh, lovely play. Good turn initially. And then the referee has awarded a free kick to Leeds for the pull back on Freddie Lane after he skipped in between the 2 challenges. That's neatly done ultimately. It's a sort of football that always causes my anxiety levels to rise a little. Leeds pick up with Pickles. Whitehead, he's done well in that position, kind of DM role, sitting in there, picking up the ball, offering himself as an option when the central defenders come out. Neither side really able to claim they've had a concerted period of possession at the start of this second half, but Fylde have a little bit more momentum at the moment. But then they need to have, don't they? They're the team chasing it. Oliveira with the throw up to the edge of the penalty area. Headed back up towards the edge of the box, away by Dudley, and then a pass that just about finds a teammate there. Defending needs to be done, and is done to good effect from Vincent. Again, the tackles continue to fly in, and finally Leeds emerge with possession and the chance to break forward. Just a little too heavy from Lane. You see Rob Hetherington there, and there's the man who celebrated the first goal as if he'd got the touch. Subsequent watches suggest it was straight in from Pickles. Leeds now having to defend, doing it to good effect. Dudley in possession. Slightly risky ball across the edge of his own box, but well dealt with ultimately by Jacob Howard. And then trying to vary it a bit with the ball forward. Maybe that's just to try and get the ball at the other end of the park, but doesn't quite work out. Ends up as a fouled throw in.
Yeah, I don't mind that, Bryn, to be fair. Just playing this part of the pitch a little bit.
It's a foul that will be given against Jacob Howard. Pitch beginning to look a little bit heavy. Perhaps not entirely surprisingly after the recent weather. File through the middle to Silva. Tries the shot, blocked, and then carried away by Vincent. He's got good pace. Couldn't pick out the pass on that occasion. But now there's another chance for Leeds. They've got bodies forward here. Pickles it is, just outside the penalty area. Plays it in, tried to play it in to the path of the forward run down the channel. Leeds pick up again with Vincent. Runs through the first challenge. Oof. That's not the best challenge ultimately, and there's another card coming out here. In fact, it's a second yellow, isn't it? So it's a red card. So Leeds again in this competition find themselves down to 10. Vincent with the second yellow, and having picked up the first one in maybe more dubious circumstances for that melee on the touchline, I don't think you can have too many arguments with the yellow card awarded for that second challenge.
Not all. Definitely yellow card. Can't go through back of players. Modern day in football, that is ruled as a dangerous challenge. And yeah, it's given Fylde a massive lifeline. And that is an understatement, because Leeds were cruising really in the game, 2-0 up. And mentioned in the previous round we had to do it the hard way. Well, typical Leeds United fashion again, Bryn. We'll do it the hard way again in the next round.
And it's all about, we talked earlier in the evening about the decision making, and when you're playing pressure games and there's people watching and all the rest of it, that's a poor decision he's made. To make that challenge there was completely unnecessary, wasn't it? And
that's what you find with younger players. The decision making's the last part of the development that will come with and without the ball. And yeah, it's just a decision where, and a challenge don't need to make at all. Just leave the ball, leave the man in that kind of area of the pitch. But it's all part of learning curve, the learning development phase of a young player. But the players remaining out on the pitch, the 10 of them now for Leeds, got to grind in.
Good work. And a good, strong run forward from Bird, and he's gone through a couple of challenges. He's asked too much, as it turns out, of Oliver Boast. So it promised plenty, that run from the skipper. Ultimately, his pass was just that little bit heavy, and Boast wasn't able to do much with it. Leeds are going to have to just up the work rate now, because they're a man shy. They've picked up on a loose pass, and there was space on the edge of the penalty area. And a game that Leeds would want to have under control here is looking like it could be pretty open. And Fylde have earned themselves a corner kick as well here, despite the protestations from Dudley. players are playing towards that group of their own young fans behind the goal. What Leeds really don't want to do is just give them the glimmer of hope in this second half, which a goal at this stage would most certainly do. Whipped in, heads up, and it's broken all the way across the box and picked up on the far side of the area by Meadowcroft, delivers back in, and the diving header gets the ball a distance away. You just sense that the mood of the game changes.
Yeah, and another element for a young player to deal with on the development journey is being an away ground, fans on the back of you, the pressure's building against you. Can you be resolute? Can you be compact? Can you see periods of games through defensively? Can you head balls clear, challenges, clearances? Got to learn to do these type of things.
Well, a foul throw has been awarded there. That's the rarest of things in the modern game. Where it seems that in terms of throw-ins these days, just about anything goes, but maybe not. The referee said that one was dropped into play. Da Silva goes down, free kick. Leeds players just going to have to keep their heads here now. An important few minutes of the game as we move up towards the hour mark. Leeds out in front in terms of the scoreline, but down a man, and Fylde sensing that this is their opportunity to still get something out of this. Hold up over the ball. Looks like he's going to go for goal here to me. Well, he doesn't actually. He swings it deep. Maybe I wish he had gone for goal, because that's exactly what Leeds United wanted, a wayward free kick.
Yeah, these are the type of situations, goalkeeper, set pieces, where you take a little bit of time off the clock, don't you, Bryn? Try and wind it down a little bit more, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting period of play. Can we try and play in Fylde's half? We have to go a little bit longer. Good decision here by the goalkeeper. Push up the pitch, be compact.
So Kenyon's going for distance. Flicked on by Dudley, picks up the second ball. Pickles. And again, good play. Two good passes. Fylde have possession back through the keeper as we have half an hour of this game to go. Leeds United with those 2 goals scored by Pickles in the first half, but there is still work to be done if Leeds are to progress through this tie, because having lost a man, they now have to play the final half hour plus with one less set of legs. 2 fresh pairs of legs now coming on for Fylde. Sam Stewart is one of those coming on, Ashton Cookson is the other. With the new men come new instructions and a little tactical switch around there perhaps as well. Good work by Lane just to apply a little bit of pressure there to make that pass more difficult than it initially appeared it was going to be for Oliveira.
Yeah, a tactical perspective from a Leeds point of view. Since that red card, Freddie Lane has come out onto this right-hand side. Old-fashioned 2 banks of 4. And what Freddie Lane will offer in abundance is that work rate, that effort.
Pickles with the ball forward. Up there, Oliver Boast is going to have to do a lot of work on his own, isn't he? I think in the remaining stages of this second half, as Leeds concentrate on keeping that defensive shape. Not the best ball from Lane in the circumstances, so possession conceded. Fylde come forward. Just outside that Leeds penalty area. Strong, fair challenge to win the ball back for Leeds. Despite the unhappiness of the home supporters. Better from Leeds, just moving the ball around, making Fylde work. But then under hit as the under-21s are well on their way against Everton. 3-0 now. Fylde here with a glimmer of something on the edge of the penalty area. Just for half a second there, Kenyon hesitated and then made sure he took control. Leeds happy just to keep the ball. Work it back to the keeper if they have to. Loose ball through the middle. And suddenly there's space on the edge of the penalty. Suddenly there's space in the penalty area. And Fylde are back in this tie. It's tucked in by the captain Holder. And Leeds United have still got a lot more to do to ensure their progress in this game.
Pretty much like the red card, Bryn. Only itself to blame. We're trying to play out from the back. Give the ball away, a couple of passes. They're through on goal and they take advantage. Do Fylde. Something out of nothing. And the backs are going to be against the wall now. Still a lot of time to go. Down to 10 men. Longer the game goes on as well. Tired minds, tired bodies kick in. That's where the man advantage does count, especially under 18 level.
Well, we've got a cup tie in our hands here now, Mr. Parker. We often talk about the hard way, the easy way, the Leeds way. And all the signs are here, aren't they? 2-0 up, in control. Lose a man, concede a goal, and now all bets are off again. Leeds were discussing the potential for that Holder goal having been offside. But it's a risky game if you're going to leave your opponent in that much space, basically in the middle of goal. And Leeds paid the price. Leeds throw in. Down the line from Dudley. Meadowcroft to the fullback Hallwood. And then the sub Stewart. And then the forward run continues from the fullback. Into the middle, header in! And Fylde have levelled it. And it was a powerful header down from Harvey Vincent that beat the keeper comfortably. And Fylde have turned this one much back in their favour here. From 2 down to 2 all. Things have begun to unravel a little bit for Leeds United.
Emphatic header, you have to say that. Gives Kenyon in goal absolutely no chance. And as we're well aware, when you are a man down, spaces become apparent wider areas, but in the box you've got to be touch tight. We wasn't. It's a great header and 2 goals in 3 minutes. Fylde back on level and got all the momentum in their favour.
And the extra man, of course, and that now becomes increasingly significant, you feel, because Leeds have got to go again here, and Fylde are the team who have all the energy behind them. Really good header to get them level. From De Silva, we've mentioned how hard he'd worked in that first half. Well, he's shown another side to his game there with that quality finish. So again, here's the learning curve. Work your way out of this position. Leeds coming forward here. Scenario beginning to look increasingly like that game against Portsmouth in the last round. Leeds preparing to bring fresh legs on here, which may be another important aspect. Ball over the top is there for Bose to chase. Goalkeeper not entirely convincing, but gets the lucky break, and the ball is out for a Fylde throw-in. Douglas underneath it. Hamilton.
The stand will be closed, okay? Any more items thrown onto the pitch, the stand will be closed.
Fairly stark warning for those behind the goal. Kenyon joining in play there. Well, out his penalty area. Well held up by Dudley under pressure. Back to Kenyon. We were discussing the potential for extra time at half time, Ben and I. And at that point, it didn't seem a realistic prospect, and we both thought we were going to be home nicely in time for our tea. But now, as we move into the final 20 minutes of this game, not quite so sure. Change being made by Leeds. Lane departs. And Logan White arrives. Pickles. Leeds not been able to get him on the ball anything like as much as they'd want to in this second half. Man who not only scored goals but provided good moments as well in the midfield. But here Leeds do move forward with some promise. Pickles just rolling the ball to Bird on his left. Back it goes to Pickles. Bird's continued his run forward. Leeds have a corner. Better football from Leeds United. First time they've really been able to get forward in this second half. Now what can they do from this first corner of the second period?
Yeah, I think it's one of those, Bryn, now. Just put the ball straight into the box. In the first half, we were all short, neat and tidy, but utilise the advantage being up at this end of the pitch. Just relying on a good delivery now.
Pickles on duty, into towards the near post. Still in play. Now it's gone behind, and it's another Leeds corner. Hamilton was the man in the closest proximity for Leeds to the ball then. Pickles has to go into the terrace to retrieve it. Good delivery required here from the Leeds midfielder. Goes in, oh, it's hit the angle. It was good delivery, so good, it almost brought him a hat-trick.
And what a way it would to bring up a hat-trick, Bryn. The goalkeeper's just rooted. He's not moved one little bit. He's giving it up. He's praying that it's going to go over or hit the woodwork. Does the latter. So unlucky, Pickles there.
Well, they call that one the Olympico, don't they, in Europe? And he almost notched direct from a corner kick there. The Leeds player, what an important moment that could have been. It wasn't, and so the game is still in the balance. Hamilton runs to retrieve. He's under pressure here. Leeds slip and then lose possession. And much like the first goal of the evening, As Leeds causing problems for themselves, and the man down in the box there is Josh Hamilton, and that doesn't look too good. Is that cramp, or is that, yeah, it's cramp, isn't it? It's like you were saying, 60 minutes in your Youth Cup experience, the leg locks on. Well, it's the 73rd minute here, and I'm sure that's what Hamilton's suffering.
And this is going to be a key, unfortunately, that's going to play a part of the game now, Brim, just because, as I mentioned, 11v11 players are going to get cramp anyway due to the nature of the competition, the nervous energy that goes into these type of games. But then the output you're now putting into a performance, been a man less, just going to increase that level of cramp. So how we manage the game situation, how we can navigate our way forward by keeping it the scoreline at 2-2. Can we get closer to the 90-minute mark, nick a goal? That'd be the ideal game plan. I just think Rob Everington there, middle of the shot, middle of the coaches. We're saying to the boys, it's important we do stick together. We've got to grind it out somehow. Some of these boys, this might be the last ever game they play in FA Youth Cup football. You don't want any regrets, even in this youthful competition. You still look back on it. Hopefully you've played plenty of games as a senior player within the league, and you still look back on your FA Youth Cup experience. Hopefully it's a good one. So for the players, that's what's on the line for some of them. Could be the last experience, so they don't want to go out tonight. They put a lot of work, effort into this situation, not to throw it away now.
Hamilton is ready to come back on. He's not allowed to come back on now. He's called on by the referee, so Leeds back to 10 again. A bit of marshalling work going on there as the ball has not yet crossed the line. Yes, it has, and it's a corner kick, so it's not the outcome that Leeds were working towards and Logan White was working towards there. Pressure is back on that Leeds penalty area with 15 minutes to go here. All square. Leeds were 2 up at half-time. Fylde with 2 quick goals after Leeds went down to 10 men. Puts this tie right back in the balance. There's another big signal. Mackay steps back. Pickles right in front. Into the near post from where it's clear but not very far. Now won back well by White to charge forward for Leeds. There's a problem through the middle there. At the moment, Leeds are concentrating on trying to get into that penalty area. Good work down that left-hand side into the box, clipped into the middle. Chance for Douglas! Yes! Taps it in. Leeds back in front. And that's a terrific goal. And it all opened up down that left-hand side for Jacob Render, and how well he worked it into the box. Douglas got up the park, got right in the thick of things, and it was a close-range tap-in to put Leeds back in front. 3-2.
From one end of the pitch to the other, Bryn. Fantastic counter-attack in the end, wasn't it? Logan White started it off, played it out to Render on the left-hand side. Superb work, gets to the byline. Just puts it into an area, but then that's your right back. That's Louis Dudley. He's defending a corner 1 minute. The next is putting Leeds 3-2 back in front.
Well, that was an excellent counter-attacking goal, and Render did a fantastic job down that left-hand side. It was a clever ball into the middle as well, because you did think maybe he was just going to run out of space, but he flicked it back. And Dudley had done great work to make sure he was in the right place all the way up from the back to touch in. It was a good finish in itself as well, because it wasn't the easiest finish dropping into him. So really good goal from Leeds. And now there is something to defend again here inside these final 15 minutes. It's been a really good cup tie, this one. And I suspect that we haven't seen the end of the excitement here.
Yeah, something tells me the same thing there, Bryn, as well.
Work rate from Leeds has got to remain high here. Fylde, having come back twice, will feel they can do it again. The charge is on. The hard-working Boast picks the ball up for Leeds United. And then it's the sub who almost got in on the end of that. A real clash between keeper and defender. And there's a potential shoulder injury in the midst of there, isn't it? It's the landing that's caused the problem. Two players looking some discomfort.
Yeah, it's always the danger, isn't it? Players in those tight areas running towards each other. Just hope it's okay. The Fylde player holding on to his shoulder. I think the goalkeeper will get up and be okay himself.
Some potential for the elbow, or the shoulder rather, to have popped out there perhaps. Leeds providing assistance as well in terms of the care that's being offered. Palmer is the man who's got the problem, the outfield player who's got the problem. Just gives Leeds the chance to get back into the group again. They'd had that little chance to have a chat, hadn't they, in the build-up to the goal, or effectively just before the goal. Gels have been taken on, as you can see. That continues to be the case there. And we can have a little look back at what we've enjoyed so far. That's how it all started. The Pickles free kick that went in at the near post. Leeds enjoying themselves in front of the Fylde fans. Then the heavy challenge on Boast. Keeper booked, penalty awarded, and duly tucked home in fine fashion by Pickles again. And at that stage, all good for Leeds. And then man sent off, and suddenly Fylde given a chance. They take a chance. And as that first one went in, you had a real sense they were right back in the game. And that was confirmed with that fine header to level things up. But Leeds United have shown real endeavour to get back in front in this game here, despite having one man less. And ultimately, that great run down the left-hand side was rewarded. Dudley got his reward from charging up from the back to get into the middle, to tuck the ball in, to put Leeds 3-2 in front.
And I keep looking at that clock in the top left-hand corner, Bryn, and is it me or is it going a little bit slower now as well, now with 3-2 in front? But yeah, it's probably a good moment in the game for a little stoppage. As you mentioned, another talk with the coaching staff. And the best plan of action to navigate the final 10 plus stoppage minutes, because Fylde, we expect them to throw everything but the kitchen sink, or they might include that as well. We have to stay robust. We have to do the basics well. I think playing out from the back, I think kind of park that to one side. Yeah, that's your principles, but sometimes you've got to play the occasion and not stick to your principles too much. Get the ball forward, play in Fylde's half, win your free kicks, win your throw-ins. Say to Fylde, okay, if you're going to score, you're going to have to bring the ball 60, 70 yards yourself up the pitch. So again, it's a part of the learning curve. Can you adapt to a different situation as a young player? Have a mindset knowing to make the right decisions when you're tired. But as a collective, as 10 players, 9 outfield, you've got to stick together, grind through these situations as one, and hopefully we'll get the reward at the end.
Extended delay as the goalkeeper is still receiving treatment here. Now, is he going to be able to carry on here? The shirt is off. He's had a whack in the nose. That's bleeding. And he's having to replace the shirt. So, keeper Clark got a smack in the face in the first half when he conceded the penalty. Looks like he's had another whack here as well. And we've had quite a lengthy stoppage, so this is all to be added on once we've moved past the 90, of course. Bleeding has stopped. The play will restart with, well, what was it? Everton have pulled a goal back from the penalty spot in the under-21s game. Keep an eye across the socials later on for action from that one. So it's Leeds in front by 3-1 in that game. Leeds in front by 3-2 in this game. It's been a busy evening. Referee He's just waiting for the goalkeeper to make sure everything's okay, I think, there before he drops the ball in for the resumption. So what we're going to have 6 or 7 added minutes, I think, here, aren't we? We've had 2 substantial stoppages in the last 10 minutes. And Fylde will use the opportunity, no doubt, to try and push Leeds right back, which is what they're trying to do just at this moment. Good work. Leeds keep possession in this tight situation. So far, yes. Dudley with the ball forward. Somewhat tired looking attempt at a clearance from the full-back there, and Leeds look to try and get bodies forward as a consequence. There's another man down here as well. It's Hallwood, and he's had a whack in the head. So maybe more treatment required. Yep.
Yeah, and first and foremost, you hope the players are fine. But then start to think about the game situation, and we know there's going to be plenty of added time, don't we, Bryn? But these stoppages all help. Just stops the rhythm, stops any type of energy Fylde are trying to get into their play. But then on the restart, it's important you're mentally so switched on at every little situation.
You can see that with the players, are just like they're out there in the middle, just chatting with each other, aren't they? The opposition as well. Little conversations going on, so it's hard for the players, I guess, to stay completely focused because there's been so little football played over these last 10 minutes. Again, we've got the situation with a player walking slowly towards the touchline. Another change is going to be made by the home team here, and Oliveira, the fullback, is coming off, and Alex Lee Green is coming on. He's going to take this throw in. Given the fact he's taking the throw in, looks like a like for like swap on that left side of the Fylde defence. Almost a sloppy clearance. Fylde gain the throw in ultimately. Green with it forward. Pickles launches it back into Fylde territory, and the striker does well to get this shot away there, but he's been penalised for the challenge. It was an old school challenge from a striker, that one, wasn't it? Shoulder to shoulder. And in this modern era, he wasn't going to get away with that one.
No, he wasn't, but it's what you like to see from Boast. Moments before that, he's made the block to win a throw, take an extra 30 seconds off the clock, and then put the centre half under pressure.
All in the Leeds half. Space down the right for the cross-in corner kick for Fylde. Again, Mackay is the one who is given the role of taking this corner for the home team. Inside the final few minutes of the 90, plenty to be added on here though. Another corner kick. 2-8s up against each other there. Final touch off the man in the yellow shirt. Mackay back in once more. And another variation on the theme with the gesture that precedes the corner kick. Curled into the near post. Worked away. Leeds would have loved the counter-attack opportunity there. Pickles wasn't able to control the ball, and it's quickly hurled back to the Fylde keeper Clark. Green skims the ball forward. Leeds win it, lose it. Over the top, Dudley's underneath it. Takes it away from goal. It'll be a free kick, just a little simple lean into the back there. See it so often in the senior game these days. Feel the touch in the back, go to ground. Works a treat even at this level. long ball forward for Leeds to defend. Dudley does that from the edge of the box. Just managed to loop that one away further forward. Fylde pick up the second ball. The block is made by White. Leeds players all back in their own half. Bose is looking a little leggy there, isn't he, up front? No wonder as well. He's put in a proper shift. Might have to go again yet as Leeds come over the halfway line. Good work from Pickles. Blocked by a strong challenge, and now it's Fylde who are coming back at Leeds United. Through the middle, and then out to the edge of the penalty area. Ball into the middle, great save, terrific save from Kenyon. Because there he was, popping up in the centre again. Da Silva, and Kenyon got down quickly, and his teammates are thankful to him for making that stop.
No, it's an unreal save, Bryn, you're right. Because the goalkeeper's going the opposite way. His weight on is onto his right-hand side. With that left leg, sticks it out into the bottom corner. Saves a definite equaliser, which will be a second one in the game for Fylde. What a big moment for Kenyon.
Well, look at this. It's like emergency ward 3 out there, isn't it? Because these players are going down. I mean, at this rate, it will be like extra time potentially anyway at this rate. The amount of time that's going to be added on at this one, even I'm beginning to cramp it now. Boast is rubbing the back of his leg. I think both teams should be able to bring on about 7 subs at this point. Boast has run this is his last jog. He's going to be replaced. He's had a good game up front for Leeds United, won the penalty. Kept going the second half when he's been largely on his own. Morris will come on as a replacement. Another change for Fylde as well. Mackay's gone off. And Beaker has come on. And there he is on the edge of the penalty area. So we're in the final few seconds of the 90 and we await with trepidation the board going up. Into the middle it bounces, needs to be cleared. The bodies are lining up in there and the shot is turned wide. And on that occasion, Kenyon didn't move. And he watched and he waited and he hoped, and it went past the post.
Oh, there was certainly movement in the commentary box. Believe me, because we thought it was in. We sat back into our seats, expecting the net to bulge and whisker wide.
So there you go, plus 11. I'll send my wife a message to say I'm going to be late. Maybe a lot later yet, where this game is still in the balance. And that 11, you heard the roar that greeted the board going up from the home supporters. That's a considerable chunk of football still to be played here. Well, it's been a good cup tie, so let's have a bit more, hey? Leeds United with White in possession to attack the penalty area. Another goal here would do the world of good. White again offered the opportunity to try and get into a position to get the ball into the middle for Leeds. There are plenty in there. It's tight to the touchline. Leeds can't afford to concede possession in these situations whenever they've pushed a few up the park with that one player less. And it's a sensible move to go all the way back to the keeper. Now, the man who got the all-important third goal for Leeds has done really well there. Pushed into the path of Morris. Morris caught in 2 minds. I don't think that was the intended outcome there. Oh, there's another player disappeared over an advertising hoarding. We saw that in the very early stages in the first half. And the referee has to go and check. And Fylde man emerges from the other side. Shouldn't laugh.
It's had literally everything as this cup tie, hasn't it?
It's been a crazy game.
Honestly, for a neutral to watch this game, entertainment value, 100%. Got the money's worth tonight.
And as we keep saying, there's more to go here. Now there's another card coming out here. And that was a late one. It's a red. It's a straight red. So Fylde are now reduced to 10 as well. And it's the man who scored their second goal who is going to depart. De Silva. That was a oh, it's all going off on the pitch. Players gone down. And the man who is rolling across the turf there is Green, and there were hands in his chest. The assistants come on to add his contribution. Pickles is the man who was caught by De Silva's challenge. He's been sent off. So both teams are currently on 10 men. There may yet be more to do for the referee at the end of this little period, with Green still down. They've not brought the physio on. Now he belatedly arrives. Pickles is back on his feet. Well, you tempted Providence by suggesting that maybe we'd had the end of the action here, because far from it, Ben Parker, far from it.
Yeah, just when you think you've seen it all in a game of football, more happens.
This is a big moment because there's a card coming out and it's a yellow. And so Dudley, who was the hero with the third goal, has to reflect on perhaps being somewhat fortunate there, that the referee saw that just as I think as a kind of a push. The reaction was a big reaction. The referee is now explaining to the Fylde skipper why it is that he came to the decision to award a yellow and not a red card there.
Yeah, again, it's important for the players just to calm down again, because the emotions are high, rightly so. You can see the tempers of both sets of players. But again, it's the mindset. You've got to be cool, you've got to be calm somehow. That advantage that Fylde had for the players gone. I'm not sure this warrants the player reaction rolling around.
Well, there appears to be real discomfort there. We get the chance again. Oh my word.
That is a bad one, Bryn.
That is not a great challenge. That is a straight red challenge, surely, isn't it?
That is a bad one.
So the referee is continuing to explain to the Fylde players his view of all of that. In the background, you can see that Green there, the man who went down under the push from Dudley, still appears in real discomfort. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to carry on, is he?
Yeah, it looks all over the place.
And you can hear that the home fans are not entirely impressed, but Green is being helped towards the touchline. Staggers towards the touchline. And this game goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it's important to play the game and not the occasion, easily to be said from our point of view, isn't it, Bryn? But that's what we've got to try and do. And that 11 minutes plus 11 in the top left-hand corner, yeah, don't look at that too much, because Bryn's just cancelling his Chinese order as we speak.
There's an overtime claim going in here. Never mind cancelling the Chinese.
What time's kick-off on Sunday for Sheffield Wednesday?
I'm just going to bunk down.
Might as well.
Right, so we are over halfway through the 11 added minutes, but in all honesty, we haven't had any play for the last 3 or 4, have we? So that I would add another, I'd say that's probably plus 15 at this stage. And, well, who knows what happens here, because is it always like this, by the way?
You're more than welcome to come back, Bryn, because yes.
Well, the last one of these I did was the game Leeds played Chelsea last season when they were 2-0 down, I think. Came back to 2-2 late on, and then Chelsea got a couple after that. That was a thriller-minute ride as well, but it doesn't even, it pales into insignificance against this one, because this has been absolutely crazy, and we are far from finished. Well, Green looks okay again now, I'm pleased to report. He took that throw in. Now, Leeds have to switch on. Difficult to do with all that's happened in this additional time period. Pickles well on course for a man of the match status for Leeds United, I would suggest. Ben Parker would confirm that. He's the expert. he's in there still trying to make things happen for Leeds. 2 goals in the first half. Seems a long time ago, all of that. So we've had 7.5 of the stipulated added 11, but once we move past that 11, and we will move past that 11, we have no idea what happens after that. It's referee's discretion at that point. So there's a bit more of this game to go yet. Don't go anywhere. Stay with it. We need to see this one through to the conclusion, just like the Leeds United lads do now as well. Leeds, where they want to be, throwing in that Fylde half. Remember now, both sides have 10 on the park. So that numerical advantage that Fylde held for most of the second period has been wiped out. Leeds doing what they need to do at this stage, trying to keep the ball. Nice little bit of skill, nutmegs in the midst of all of that. As the ball has just rolled, it's cut back in nicely again. It's the work of Render down the left side channel on this occasion, which almost puts Leeds in. That's got to be cramp again there, hasn't it? In the back of the thigh. Neat play. It looked like he'd taken the first touch a little too heavily, but still caused a problem for the defender. Leeds happy just to put it up in the air and put it deep into that Fylde half. Eyes on the clock now. 2 minutes of the added 11 to go. And then we're in uncharted territory. White for Leeds. Good ball. Now there's a bit of space. One more now seals it surely. And it's exactly what Leeds want now, is to be up in that Fylde half. Throw-in's great. Another change to be made here. So defender coming off is Kobe Palmer. And the man coming on to replace him is Ben Jackson. Surely all or nothing for Fylde now.
Looks that way, Bryn, and since the latest restart, shall we say, it's been impressive from the team in yellow in terms of just working the line from throw-ins, playing in the right areas.
And now trying to weave a little bit of magic just outside the penalty area. Now into the penalty area. And the ball is cut back in the middle. Terrific ball in. Still a chance for Leeds here. Morris, good turn. And then there's a challenge in the box that looked a little iffy. The game goes on. And great challenge from Hamilton. But you almost knew how that was going to end up, didn't you? Because he's already suffered from cramp and required treatment, and now he hobbles away warrior style. Well, now the ref's assistant has got involved because Fylde were continuing to play the game there despite the fact the whistle had gone. We've seen things in this game that I'm not sure I've seen before, and I've seen quite a lot of football down the years. I'm not sure I've ever seen the ref's assistant stroke linesman manhandling one of the opposition players before.
Yeah, almost give him a bear hug in a way, which was a strange move, and yeah, the cramp is in full force now.
Right, well we are, now let me do the math here. Yes, we are past 11 minutes, aren't we? So we are now very firmly in the territory of added time on added time, and there's no board for that. So your guess is as good as mine as to how long this game has to run. The fact that we are, again, seeing a delay here with a yellow card handed out in the midst of all that was going on there to Jacob Howard. Another change being made. And it's a long, slow walk back towards the touchline. I don't think there's any gamesmanship in that. It's just absolutely shattered.
Yeah, ref, I've got no way of getting off any quicker than what I'm doing at the moment.
So Billett and Brown are on for Leeds United. And they have a few minutes here to help Leeds see it out. So Hamilton has finally had to succumb to the cramp and has been replaced. And Leeds United have also taken Whitehead off to be replaced by Brown. Dudley trying to get going down the right-hand side. A little shove on his opponent there. Again, provokes a real reaction from the home supporters, but no free kick from the referee, tellingly. So Leeds end up with the possession. Dudley down the line. You're probably thinking at heading towards the corners at this stage now, aren't you? But the goalkeeper's picked up for Fylde. Clark with the drop kick forward. Heads up in the Leeds half. Picked up by Pickles. Well, I don't think Render will thank him for that pass after the shift he's put in this evening. He's chased plenty of those, but on this occasion, that was probably a bridge too far. Fylde have put that one into touch just where Leeds United want it, midway inside that Fylde half, and now we edge ever closer to surely what must be the conclusion of this game. We're in the 104th minute and we've not had extra time. I don't think I'm struggling to remember a longer game that I've ever watched. Leeds need to keep the ball. Pickles is the man perhaps to do that. Or has he got other ideas here? Remember, he's on a hat-trick. Well, he has the shot, and it breaks well, and it breaks kindly. But then the referee has seen a push in there. There was an offside in there. And so Fylde have a chance to deliver forward as we move into the 115th minute of the game. 15 beyond the 90. I don't think there'll be too much more to be added on, but the flag is raised, so... Oh, now then, there's another poor collision there, another injury here. The two players slid into each other. This is the game that will not end, isn't it? And Kenyon is in real pain. Both going at it full pelt, and they met. Did they meet chest to knee, was it there? Shin to knee. Two players really felt the impact of that.
Yeah, two players running towards each other, full speed. Kenyon's exposed, isn't he? Being a goalkeeper, arms wide spread, trying to stop the shot. The player just steams into his chest, it looks like. No wonder he's in pain, laying on the floor.
So, Fylde's Vika is back on his feet, but Leeds Kenyon remains prone on the turf receiving treatment. What's the next twist in this one?
Well, there's plenty more. really did jinx it, didn't we, Bryn, by saying we've seen everything.
Yeah, we hadn't, had we?
No.
I suspect we still haven't. So Kenyon is not looking too good here, but shouldn't have too much longer to see out. Maybe the length of this stoppage, perhaps. It's a real issue, isn't it, for the Leeds keeper? Made that one key save. And these are only young lads, and for quite a lot of them, they're now getting very close to what would normally be bedtime.
Never mind them, Bryn. It's our bedtime, I think,
it's
as
true.
well.
When you get to my age, yeah, beginning to feel it here as well. Well, Kenyon has been, I'm not sure how enthusiastic he is about this opportunity, but he's been given the opportunity to test that he's okay. And he shows that he looks in good fettle with a long kick forward up into the Fylde half. Now, we surely cannot be too far from the conclusion of this game. Kick long forward by Clark. Important header one. Leeds. Oof, that's a strong challenge. The referee had already turned his back. Another one there. And now suddenly there's an opportunity for Vika, who goes down in the penalty area, and the referee looks long and hard and he points for a goal kick. And I think there's a card coming out here for dissent, which has been shown by Jackson, the sub. I think Vika there played for that, didn't he, ultimately?
Yeah, certainly did, and obviously that's not coming from a biased angle, which kind of might be in a way, but yeah, he's just looking for it. A little bit of contact, you're going to expect that. Believe it or not, it is still a contact sport, but yeah, just looking to try and buy something from the referee in the dire moments.
So Kenyon will take the goal kick, and as it goes up in the air and drops in that Fylde half temporarily at least, the whistle goes to the mouth. The referee brings a conclusion to an incredible FA Youth Cup tie. Well, inevitably, there's a flare-up at the final whistle, because this has been a full-blooded encounter and then some. Player from either side has been sent off. Leeds United 2 up at half-time, Fylde back to 2-2, and then Leeds with a goal to get back in front. Fylde had a man sent off after that. We've had injuries galore. We've had stoppages galore. We've played a long evening's football, but at the end of it all, one certainty is that Leeds United make progress to the next round of this competition. Leeds United have won this game at Fylde by 3 goals to 2.